Welcome to the channel of the Unmasked with Michelle, where we have real conversations about real life so you can walk into your greater purpose like never before. So, this is your first time. Welcome. Listen, this has been the third time that I have done this video. So, evidently, it is meant to bless someone. So, I'm just going to go straight into it. I just want to ask by starting out with a question. Are you willing to be uncomfortable? Are you willing to be uncomfortable? And the second question that I want to ask is, are you ready and willing and able to break protocol to get to that next level, to that new purpose, or you know that what God has for you? I want to bring out this story about the woman with the issue of blood. And the thing that I like about her is that she has a powerful testimony. We don't know her name. We don't know her history, but we know that she had an issue. She had a struggle, and she ended up getting her breakthrough. When you look at Mark, starting at the 5th chapter, starting around the 25th verse, it talks about a woman who was, had suffered a lot of things for continually years. Her main issue was that she had a blood issue. I don't know what your issue is, and you have been in there for a while. Your issue could be, I am dealing with marital issues. Your issue could be, I am struggling in my singleness. Your issue could be that I am struggling financially. I'm struggling with low self-esteem. Those things that I have been dealing and struggling with me. And the thing that she had dealt with, she dealt with it so long, and she tried to go to so many people, so many physicians, so many things that she tried. And it says in the word that she did not get better, but she only got worse. What has been some things that you have been continually trying to do, continually working through, that you've been trying to get there, you've tried all these things, but it is not working for you. The strategies that you may have tried before, it had worked for you before, but now it's no longer working. You try to get to this place or going into this new relationship, it's no longer working. You tried that next career move with the previous strategy that you had before, but you still feeling empty. And I can only imagine that when you are at that place and you have been dealing with things year after year after year after year, and they talked about that she went to so many physicians that now I can imagine she financially strapped. Then you think about in this day and time, whenever you're dealing with a blood issue and you're bleeding, in this day and time, we able to maneuver around, we able to go about life, but she had to be isolated. So she had to not interact with people like that because you're seen as unclean. And many people are dealing with so many issues, and you put yourself in this isolated state wherein you're in the room, but you still feel by yourself. You're going to the job and you're speaking to people. You have to wear this mask because you feel like you are by yourself. You feel lonely. You feel like you are the only one that's dealing with this issue. And it said that she grew worse. And when you are in that place, you feel discouraged. You can feel frustrated. You feel a sense of loneliness. You feel desperate because you're feeling overwhelmed. Like, what else can I do? What else can I really do to be able to get to this next level? What is it that I can really do? But the thing that I love about this woman is, even though she dealt with these issues, even though she went to the doctors and now she's dealing with financial issues, she's been trying to go, and I know she's been asking people about what's going on because she heard about this man named Jesus. Because it said that when she heard, she said within herself, I have got to touch the hem of his garment because I have got to be made whole. I just want to encourage you to let you know that this thing that you're dealing with and the things that you have tried to no longer work, are you willing to break protocol? She broke the protocol for society. She broke the protocol of what people thought that she should do. She broke the protocol of what the doctors have told her, because I know she probably got back some bad doctors and physician reports because she's been going to doctor to doctor to doctor. And many of us have been trying to go to people, places, and things, trying to get that fulfillment, trying to get someone to just say, I hear you, I got you, I know it's going to work for you, but it's no longer at a place where it's working. You have tried, but now it is personal. It is personal. And it said that she thought within herself. We have to ensure that we challenge those limited beliefs that often hold us back. We have to ensure that we challenge those things that try to put us in a box, that we challenge those things that try to tell us that we're not good enough, that we need to challenge those things that tell us that we're not going to make it. She kept her focus on the main thing. She did not allow herself to get distracted by the frustration that she felt. She did not allow herself to get distracted about the disappointment that she had from these doctors. She did not allow herself to get distracted with her having to deal with the isolation and to deal with the seclusion, because I know that she wanted to be able to walk in a place of freedom. She did not allow herself to get distracted. And many times we allow the distractors to come in to take us off our purpose. We say that we want to get to a place of happiness, but those distractors come in. It could be that argument. It could be that thing that take us off from that day. We hear that negative word, those things that we constantly allow for us to feed within our minds, and now it is a distraction. We said that we were wanting to go to greater, but now my husband is coming in. He's acting crazy. My boo thing is cutting up. He sent me this text message just saying he didn't want to be together anymore. All of these things are coming at me at once, but you cannot allow yourself to get distracted. She focused on the main thing, and that I'm going to get there by any means necessary to get to my breakthrough. I'm going to do anything necessary to get to that place that I know that I can have this healing. I am tired, and I'm sick and tired of being in this place. I'm sick and tired of constantly having to deal with this issue of blood. I am sick and tired. So my question to you today is, are you sick and tired of being where you are? Are you at a place where you are tired? Are you really tired? Because sometimes people will say, I got to do different. I got to do different. Well, what are your behaviors doing to show that you really want different? What is it that you have done? You have gone to enough conferences. You've had enough counseling sessions. You done had enough heart-to-heart sessions with your friends. You done talked this thing over with the people that you are close to. Now you're saying that you want to do better. Now, what are your behaviors doing to line up the things that you have been saying that you want for your life? Are you truly doing the work that you need to do to have that place? This lady she did not allow this to hinder her to get to her place. She said, if I can just touch, I just heard about him. I don't know who this man is, but I want this thing bad. So my question to you is, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad? Do you really want to see your life change? Do you really want to see your life different? Do you really truly believe that you can wake up and have a sense of joy and peace in your life? That it does not have to always be chaotic? Do you really truly want to go to that place where you can wake up and have that business and that ministry like you want it to? Do you really want that thing to be able to launch this next level in your life, to be able to wake up and not feel anxious every day, to wake up and not feel so overwhelmed? How bad do you really want it? Because many of us love living in that survivor's mode. We love to live in that survivor's mode. We talk like it. We think like it. We believe it. This is where we're going to be. We park there, and that's just where we are. We don't think about anything else. We'll settle. Well, at least I made it through this, so I'm just surviving. At least I made it through this day. But how about thriving? How about overcoming? How about not always feeling stressed out all the time? How about not feeling stressed and overwhelmed and constantly tearful all the time? This woman said, no. Today will be my last, because what I'm going to do is I know I'm not supposed to be out, but I'm going to get to the hem of his garment. I'm going to get to this man called Jesus. I don't care what is going on. I heard that he was passing by, and I'm going to get it today. I say to you, that you need to repeat after me and say, I am going to get it today. I want you to tell yourself, I'm going to get it today. I'm not going to wait till next year. I'm not going to wait till another New Year's resolution. I'm not going to wait for the next blow up. I'm going to get mine today. She was determined. She was a determined sister to the point that she pushed through the crowd. And I can just imagine in my mind of the push through the crowd. She had to push through. She had to get down low because it said she touched the hem. So that means that she had to be on her knees real low. And sometimes we feel like because we going down in a situation, but sometimes it's just a setup. We thinking that it's over, but when actuality, it is a setup for greater. So you feel like it's a low situation. You feel like it, but it is your moment for breakthrough. That's why I tell a lot of people that deal with suicide to turn the page, that you think that it is the end of your story, that you feel like this is always how it's going to be. But I want you to think about some things in your past where you felt like that things were over. You felt like that it was going to end, but somehow, some way, it worked out in your favor. Somehow, some way, that thing that you thought that was the end was actually a transition to better. So don't knock down the fact that you may have lost your job. Something greater is coming. Don't knock down the fact that you are going through a divorce because something greater is coming. Do not knock down because that relationship ended because something greater is coming. That ministry may have failed this time, but something greater is on the other side. Turn the page. I encourage you to turn the page. Because you do not know that if you continually persevere, this is the first thing I want to just say to you, to persevere. To persevere. You have to have your mind made up by any means necessary. And when that woman got there and she spent all her money on these treatments, she spent all these things. And she said, let me just get there. Let me just get there. And when she touched him, it said that she was trembling. That she had a thing of humbleness. She wasn't going in saying like, you're gonna give me my healing. She just used her faith and said, you know what? I'm going to get this thing. And sometimes I just want to tell you all, sometimes the things that you do that you're going to go to this place of peace. You're saying, I'm not going to deal with burnout anymore. I'm going to take control of this. And you start setting things in order. Sometimes you're going to feel like you crazy and it does not make sense. But if it does make sense, then it's not God, right? So it does not make sense, but I still need to move forward. It may not make sense to others, but my journey is not supposed to be like someone else. It does not make sense right now, but I have got to continually to move forward. And I just encourage you today that when she connected with Jesus, her whole life shifted. And he turned and he's like, who touched me? And the disciples like, what you talking about? Who touched you? All these people around you. I think about, the famous singer Michael Jackson, and that's the only one I can really think of that really had a lot of people like around and trying to get to him. So he had all these people trying to get to him, and they talking about, what do you mean? Who touched you? He knew that something touched him. That faith connected with him. I encourage you that if you have been at that place, that Michelle, I felt like I had this faith, but now it's getting a little shaky. I encourage you to not allow your faith to waver, because we are reminded that if you do not lose heart, that you will reap in due season. That means that eventually the seeds that you sowed will come to bring you to that next level. Those things that you be thinking that you may be doing that is small, but it's going to be something greater for you. So I just say to you today, when she looked at him and he said, go in peace and be made whole. I want, more importantly, for you to be whole. That whenever you're stepping out and you're looking at your best, when you're stepping out and you are going to work and you putting on this best front at church, you put on this best front when you're going out to your stores and the community, to your family's homes, to family dinners. I want the outside to match the inside. I want for you to have this sense of peace. When it says that passes all understanding, you can't even recall it, but you can truly live that life. But are you willing to be uncomfortable for a season? Or are you willing to set the necessary boundaries? Are you willing to allow yourself to be stretched and think outside of what you think of the norm is so you can truly get to that place? Because it is for you. But are you willing to take the step? Just like that woman, that was an issue that she dealt with for 12 years. And I know many people have been in this place and you're feeling like this is the end. But I want to encourage you, to remind you that it's not the end. Turn the page. We're fighting those suicidal thoughts. Turn the page. We're fighting those overwhelming thoughts. Keep going. We're fighting against all of these distractions that's trying to get me off track. Keep your focus, because one day, you're going to look up and that life that you thought that was only a dream is going to become your reality. So I say to you today, walk in purpose. Stay encouraged. Greater is on the other side. And just like this woman, we never know her name, but she has a powerful testimony. And your testimony is going to come forth one day. So hold on. Now, one thing that I do want to share is, if you would like to have continual encouragement, you say, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I really need a step-by-step plan. I need a blueprint to get to this place. I need a strategy. I would like for you to purchase my new book. Yes, the Clarity Code Blueprint, that gives you a step-by-step guide where it unlocks the leader within you. Working through the framework of clarity, it'll take you through a 7-step framework to reclaim your time, reclaim a sense of peace, get to a place of purpose, and to shift your life like never before. So purchase it today, reclaim the new you, and always that I say, walk in purpose. You all have a great and amazing day. Bye now.